Welcome back to Dive Time Dota, Fastcast in the International 2016. We're here in the Grand Finals. DC versus Wings. It's a tied series, 1-1. DC ran in with momentum from the lower bracket, and then Wings won the second game off the back of Faceless.
And Faceless is picked again here in the third game. Yeah, DC has done a good job bouncing back from adversity. They won a couple series that went to 3 games in the lower bracket. So having a loss to their name here in the grand finals shouldn't be too emotionally jarring to them. They shouldn't be looking to change everything up again. And they get the Mirana again, so they're not rattled. They're ready to play. Death Prophet for Wings. In the mid's going to look good with the Faceless Void. Also on the Wings is Oracle, who I think all the teams have kind of been using Oracle a bit, but Wings to me seems like they're the ones that have solidly put Oracle on the map, but I don't know at this point.
I think Wings puts all the heroes solidly. It's rare to see.
Anyone they play is in the meta? No.
I mean, minus Pudge Techies.
Yeah, no, that's true. Other than a few gag picks, they pick strong heroes, it's true. I don't see any weaknesses in their lineup. The Nyx might actually be hugely critical. DC gets a Clinks for their right-clicking late-game insurance policy, but with Mirana Timbersaw, still think that DC is going to be aiming for that 30-minute win as opposed to that 40 or 50-minute win, so...
DC doesn't have a counter to the Blueberry. There isn't a song, a silence.
Yeah, no, Blueberry has been the difference maker in this tournament. Say it once, I'll say it a million times. There's first blood down the bot lane, and there's a scrimmage going on top, and the Clinks, low on life, is going to get 2 kills in the top lane. So DC getting a little better trade there.
Well,
first blood did come down on the Timbersaw in the off lane. And he dies again, so that's 2 deaths for the Timbersaw in the off lane. No?
That's 2, yeah. I was just...
Oh, mooing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And the Sand King gets a successful gank on the Death Prophet in the mid. That's a good kill for DC. 3-2 now. Oh, but a Torrent comes in and connects, but the Mirana in the mid will live. Kunkka is fishing for the 4-minute rune. It's Ben. Arcane Rune top. What's Sand King, I think?
You know it's trouble
when Sand King caught in the middle.
When Radiant can pull that front camp in the safe lane, and Timbersaw isn't feeling safe enough to go steal the farm.
Yeah, well, he got burned there twice, right? Nyx is going to pay with his life. No, he escapes after securing a kill on the Clinks.
I believe Oracle stopped Clinks, or whoever was chasing him down from actually getting him.
Kunkka dies now, and it's 4-4. So lane-wise, the mids are not safe. There's an Oracle wraparound on the Mirana, and that's going to lead to a Death Prophet ult here in the mid. Exorcism's going to do a little bit of damage, but the defense shows up, pushes her back. I think about a quarter or a third of that tower down on the Exorcism. But lots of action mid, lots of action top. In fact, bottom's really the only lane that is quieted down. Sand King doing some work on the Nyx, but it's not going to be enough. Winter Wyvern's getting chased out. The Chrono is committed there by Wings, and a great getaway, dodges the arrow. Now there's Timbersaw doing a little side farming. Kunkka sees it, thinks about it, and then TP's out. 6-4, approaching 10 minutes. And the towers, I haven't seen any go down yet.
Yeah, this game's been surprisingly passive.
All the towers are up.
I guess any little mistake is going to be so capitalized that everyone's playing.
Yeah, I think both teams realize that their timing for getting online is about the same, and so if they have an advantage and want to gank, then the other team's probably going to be doing pretty good too.
The Chrono fails to kill.
Yeah, committed on the Timbersaw. Reactive Armor does a lot of damage. Mirana dies to an Exorcism in the mid, and that's going to be the mid-tier 1 tower, I think. Yes. Defense shows up, but the Exorcism's still on.
Oh.
That's a Sand King freebie there in the mid.
Well, not so free. Sand King almost got it.
Yeah, but it didn't cost anything. Therefore, free. Oracle connects on the Timbersaw, and the Kunkka combo is there. It's another kill. on DC. So Wings coming up with advantage of 10 minutes. There's a chrono committed and Winter Wyvern goes down. The Clinks also have just gone down. So now DC's kind of bleeding out heroes here. Wings' game plan's working, except the other Kunka just got so... Yeah, I think both teams feel real comfortable diving. And so the Timbersaw was chasing out a kill there, but then got picked off as well. The fight leads into the tree line. Oh, a good torrent. X marks the spot on the Winter Wyvern, who's gonna get away. No. Time Walk secures that kill. Sand King's there, but he lost most of his life in 5 seconds, so he's gonna have to back. Chrono committed. Marana down. And that should be another tier 1 for Wings. So the face push continues. 2 towers down, and the kills are clearly going the way of Wings. Not necessarily team fights, a little bit team fight, but it's kind of more gank, sort of scrimmaging back and forth.
Wings' positioning was so pro there. That was like a 4-minute push on tier 1, and they were just sitting right outside and grabbing kills as soon as someone was out of position.
Yeah, they had all their things up too. DC gets their first tower in the bot lane, but Wings had smoked to the tier 2 top, and they got the Winter Wyvern, and the Exorcism is committed for that tier 2, so it goes down.
It's not looking very good for DC this game.
Yeah, the map is shrinking quickly. The lead is expanding greatly. It's a hasted up Faceless. DC smokes in front of their mid tier 3 and moves to the Roche pit. The Nyx was in the neighborhood.
Nyx lagged out Dota there for a second.
And Wings is just around the Roche pit. They're not in it, but they are in the neighborhood. But DC isn't there, so it's Marana who gets picked off on the Radiant side of the map, and now the fight breaks out down by the tier 2. The Exorcism's there, and the Disables are keeping them in the damage range of that. So that was 3 dead. Well, the Marana was in mid, so 2 dead in the bot lane, and the tier 2 goes down. Only a tier 2 mid remaining for DC, and I don't think it's going to last very much longer. So DC's going to need to find an engage that they're going to win, because they're getting picked off a lot. The timing on these teams are pretty similar, but the gank ability is much higher, I think, with Wings. At least that's how it looks like so far. That is an Aegis.
Wings are just
on Clicks.
Picking off Winter Wyvern while their teammates are roshing. It's just, this is...
Yeah, that's you know you're in the lead when you can be doing 2 different, important objective things. But Wings caught with only 2 in the bot lane, and DC's rotation was 4, so they managed to get the Oracle, but now it's an engage by Wings going back to the bottom, and they got Marana and Timber, who bought back.
So I did just see Saksa use Winter Wyvern's heal as a response to a blueberry, but it still isn't crowd control.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. And like, Winter Wyvern's curse is, I think, what people would point out as being the chrono fixer.
But it's rare for the opposing team to be brute in the blueberry.
DC getting a good fight here in the mid-tier 1 on the Radiant side of the jungle. They get 1, and I think 2 others were down. Try to get the tier 1, but not too much, because they don't end up getting it, even though there's only 1 defense there. They find the Sand King chilling, and it's DC dropping again. Ooh, Courier goes down with a bunch of stuff in it. That was the DC Courier, right?
Yep, no, it was Wings. DC,
Wings
unless they already
courier.
bought one. DC has a courier going right now.
Yeah, they do. Oh, interesting. All right, so Wings
You can
loses
just buy
their
a
courier.
second one, though.
Yeah, you can, but someone's got to be there at the store. Oh, Marana ult comes in, and they're looking to get some chase kills on Wings. That's Oracle is down. The Kunkka gets locked up pretty solidly, and he goes down eventually. It took him a while.
It was a pretty greedy winter ult just to lock him down.
And there's a tier 1, so 2 tier 1s off the map on Wings' side of things.
DC's gonna do it! They're making a comeback!
And Clinks just took the tier 1 top, so all the tier 1s are down, and the Winter Wyvern's caught on the tower.
The man in the high tower.
Yeah, the dragon in the high tower. But that was Roche, right? Did they get it? Yeah, no,
it wasn't up.
Wasn't up. No, I see. Here's Chrono on a Sand King, and it looks like Faceless is godlike, so you know that's going well.
9-0.
I've seen Clinks put out some damage, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to stay alive long enough to win a team fight for DC. Has there been an epicenter? I haven't seen one.
Not
Has
a
there
good
been
one.
a good winter wyvern ult? I don't even know. Wings is going to engage off the back of being engaged upon by that winter wyvern ult, so I don't think it was a good one. Because DC lose 2 there.
Ooh, Deadless on Clinks.
The map has been marked around the Dire secret shop. Nobody's there. Nyx will be a hero ward as the Roach goes down.
Oh, DC
Death
was
Prophet.
almost there to counter the Roach.
Chrono
Then
comes
they
in.
got destroyed.
Big fight. Epicenter, Exorcism committed. 4 down for DC. A gem is dropped as well. So DC too slow to respond to that Roche, or too brave to think that they could get something out of it without giving Wings more than they.
If they had even been
God.
like 2 seconds faster, they would have been in front of the pit. They would
Yep.
have had that choke point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chrono is up though, and I don't see how you don't start that fight off with being chronoed and losing immediately one of your heroes. And I don't. Is there anyone that they can really afford to lose? I mean,
Not really.
so here's the high ground. Exorcism's there. Tier 3 is down. The melee Rex is down. There's a Winter Wyvern ult that connects on a few, and it's going to cause Wings to retreat. They already lost 2. And it looks like the Oracle made it out. Yeah. So just 2 there. DC lost to Sand King. But I don't know. I mean, Wings is happy with that. DC might be happy with that because it was a tiny win. Oh, Time Walk committed out of that epicenter and then immediately goes into Timbersuck for a kill. DC's in the Radiant side of the map though, and there's a Clinks kill on the Oracle. Oh, there's high grounding going on. Exorcism's there and they take. Oh, that's 2 lanes of Rex almost. It will only be a matter of time until the creeps get the range in the bot lane, or no, it's already
Push
gotten.
back.
That's a ward. Yeah, well, yeah, DC pushes back the mega push. Wings lose 3, but the price is high.
Moo just died again, and his Bloodstone's got to be pretty empty at this point.
Keeps coming back to life pretty quickly, so he's got some charges, but yeah, not enough to be that huge, impactful Timbersaw that early game teams need him to be around. Ooh, it's 43 minutes now. At this point, like, if he's not able to solo supports, he's not too helpful.
It's higher Bloodthorn on Faceless now.
Fight in bot goes 3 for 3. There are no objectives in the lane, but that's where the fight happened. But it doesn't look like there's going to be a push out of this. Roche is still down, says Death Prophet. I think she maybe blinked up. DC gets some help, but no. It was a close fight there at the end. Damage had been done. That's game number 2. Win number 2 for Wings, so it's 2-1 now. And we'll see if DC can come back from being Faceless Voided twice in a row to go start 1-0 and now down 1-2.
Thankfully, there's a quick patch for that.
20-0 and 16.
Yeah, that's
20
a perfect
0
game for Shadow
and
there.
16. Yeah, it's time to ban first picker ban the Void.
All right, thanks for watching. Come back for game 4. Bye-bye.